Hello once again, my friends. This week we have another book for you, and it is called Achebe's Things Fall Apart. This is from the Everman's Library, similar to that of the Cairo trilogy, Palace Walk, that I reviewed earlier. This version has 179 pages in it, which consists of the story, and then there, as always, are background notes and verb usage and whatnot. So, let's begin. Characters. We have the main character, Okonkwo. Keep in mind this is set in Nigeria, so they are African names. So, as usual, when I deal with foreign stuff, if I pronounce something wrong, I apologize. But we have the first character, Okonkwo. He's the main character. He's very traditional in his views because, well, as you can see in the book, he has 3 wives. And that was just the tradition back then. And one thing that always bugs him is that he is humiliated by his father. His father is dead, keep in mind, but the actions that his father did while he was still alive haunt him. Second character, we have Nawoy. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but he's the son of Okonkwo. And towards the end of the book, as the Europeans begin to incite Christianity into the culture, Nawoy gets kind of drawn into that because he sees something separate from the cruel actions and traditional actions of his father. Third up, we have Mr. Brown. He is part of the Christian missionary team, and he shows up about halfway through the novel to try to convert the African people to Christianity. And lastly, we have Obierka. He's a friend of I'm talking way too fast. He's a friend of Okonkwo's who kind of helps him out and gives him advice as needed. So yeah. God damn. That's the characters. Next up we have the plot. The story begins by showing how the people of Okonkwo's village live in their daily lives. It is a very traditional society in the most basic terms. Due to the events that occur, however, which I will not spoil here, Okonkwo and his family end up having to move away from the village for 7 years due to an action Okonkwo commits. During this time, Europe kind of starts to send in their people to convert them, like Mr. Brown, like I said before, and they begin to gain influence over Okonkwo's village. This book is the same as Palace Walk in the sense that it is part of a trilogy. So to get the full story, you need to read all 3 books. I've read the first 2, and I will review the first 2 in this set of books that I'm reviewing. And so the complete trilogy is consistent of Things Fall Apart, No Longer at Ease, and Arrow of God. So, if you're interested in Things Fall Apart, like it, and want to continue reading, then that option is open to you. Alright, themes, 3 basic themes. Traditionalism versus modernism. I probably don't have to go into this because it's kind of obvious. You got the traditional African society. Yeah, you got the early traditional society of Nigeria in the early 1900s. Versus the eventual modernism, for that time, modernism of the Christians that comes in later. Along with that, you got Christianity versus paganism. The 2 entities kind of clash in the form of Okonkwo for the paganists and people of his village and the Christian missionaries themselves as symbols of Christianity. And lastly, you have acceptance versus hatred. And this kind of goes along with Okonkwo and having to deal with his son later on in the novel. So yeah, those are the themes. Let's talk about enjoyment. I actually enjoyed reading this book very much. I was a little bit surprised I liked it so much because I was a little iffy about it from the start, but I had to read it from a history class, so I pushed onward. But Achebe is a very good writer, and he knows how to write. The ending is similar to Palace Walk, and that is a shocker and very saddening at the same time. The characters develop throughout the book and have a good presence in the story. The themes are also outlined within the context of the story without them being so brutally obvious like in some books. And so, yeah, it's recommended if you like books that deal with African culture, Achebe, or traditionalist novels. So, yeah, that's my review of Achebe's Things Fall Apart. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate it. Why do I keep having door slam? I don't know, but they do. But, yeah, as always, my name is Nick Pelt, and also, as always, keep on reading.